I would like to quickly introduce our next speaker, which is Cécile Lammer from Ceicia. She focuses on really wholesomeness of the business and looking at talent retention also in these times that we have now. The times definitely change. I mean, I still do a little bit of teaching, trying to engage with a generation that is becoming increasingly difficult. With a few of you, we used to talk about our children, which are also not easy. So we need to see a bit how we can actually keep people interested in the industry that we're in, how we can actually motivate them to be there. And I think we need to have a bit more time looking into those things. So I'm very happy that Cécile agreed to come here and to walk us a bit through what she is doing in the field. Okay, Cécile, please.
So first, I'd like to emphasize to set a direction and a long-term vision. The long-term vision and the objective needs to be broken down in short term, because there is a concept I actually used the past decades. I call it long-term temporary. Why? Because long-term, you need to know where you're going. But why is it temporary? It's because you never know what will happen on the road. So how do you still reach your long-term goal with temporary objectives and also, I would say, temporary strategies? You need to rethink every day or every week, am I going into the right direction? And the employee needs to know trans empowerment and recognition. It's also super important. Your team needs to have attainable objective. They need to feel empowered and that they can actually achieve it. So we need also to discuss bonus, promotion, but also awards. It's not about money only. Is it, do you recognize the good work of your employee? Because sometimes you can have a best employee, but they don't feel like there is recognition. They just feel like, oh, I get the same than my colleague, but I'm having a better result. Okay, but if we want to be better, we need to go toward the best people and tell them, look, you're great, we are very happy with you, and emphasize this so then other people can also feel that this virtuous circle, it's to get better together. And the last one is, as you mentioned, the learning and the development. The people need to participate and feel elevated in your company through trainings and learning to see that every day they can teach new things and learn new things. So this is also something very key. That will be the three main strategy to implement. You have a vision, you set the direction, you trust your team to go toward this direction. Of course, you check on them to see how they feel, and then you learn, you teach them learning and development. So about Ceicia, what I want to emphasize is that whatever the size of your company, there is things to do. Because let's say you are 5 people company, but you want to grow. You need to discuss about what will be the strategy, what will be the process, what will happen if I grow too fast. Because if you have suddenly too many clients, it's good, but how can you cope with the same service and be as good as you were when you were 5 people? So the goal is really to understand that it is a program to bring growth, progress, and sustainability to your corporation, whatever the size of your company, we adapt. And for me, success is, the change is the success. Because if you don't change, how can you improve? You need to recognize you made a mistake. And I think it's very hard at some point to recognize this, but if you are able to recognize you can do better, at least you see that you can move forward and you can improve through your life. So for me, companies are also the heart. People are the heart of your company. And that's why I talk a lot about the staff turnover rate. Do you have an idea of your staff turnover rate? No, you don't know? Yeah. It seems that worldwide is around 30%. In China, it's kind of 30%. And some recommendation will be below 10%. It shows that it's normal to have a staff turnover. At some point, you can't be like, people will stay with me forever. You have aspiration and you need to also to evolve. But if you have more than 10%, you need to understand why. Because it means there is root cause within your company that make the staff turnover increasing. So how can you help with that? You need to develop the people, to retain them and reward them. This is 3 important steps.